back, y'all. We back again with episode 3. And the main topic for this episode will be code switching. But before then, let's introduce ourselves. I am your girl, just underscore Tara, or y'all could call me Tara. And I have my counterpart right here.
And I am definitely Shayna the Jerk. We up in here. We up in this beach.
We in this thing. In this thing.
We in this thing.
We in this thing.
In this thing. Hey, we in this thing. Okay. All right. Enough of that.
Okay, so Shayna, what's going on with the games this week? Let us know.
Listen, y'all, no new games came out this week, but I did play a few games that I talked about like in past podcasts. The first game I want to talk about is the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, which yeah, woo for that, but they like flipped it around on me because I did not know that it was more of a DLC for Modern Warfare 2. That's why it was only like 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. Like when you play a campaign, it's normally 15 hours, 16 hours, like gameplay. Not all, you don't play it all at once, but it takes you that many hours to get through from beginning to end. This literally took me, yes, if you play it nonstop, at least a week. This game, I streamed it one day thinking that, okay, I'm gonna stream it for a couple of days because it's that long. I didn't read nothing behind it. And then to find out, I streamed it for 3 hours on one day. And then the next day I streamed it for another hour and I was like, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah, I think
they wanted it to be more nostalgic.
Yeah, because they brung some maps like you got really excited when you seen certain parts of Verdansk in there, which was really exciting. Kind of looked different, but it was like, if you know what it was. Yeah. But so that one was good, but all in all, I think people bought the game not for a campaign. They bought it for multiplayer, zombies, and the new Warzone that's gonna come out next week. Yep, next week it'll be out. So we'll be talking about that on next podcast. But after I played Modern Warfare 3 campaign, I also watched gameplay of Alan Wake 2, which, if you like campaign games, if you like story mode games, this game is one of I hate to compare it, but like if you ever play The Last of Us, how the story got you engaged. It wasn't just about like fighting zombies or fighting clickers and things like that. You got invested with the characters and the story, and it seemed like I only watch a couple of, like maybe an hour or two of it. We haven't got all the way in depth of the game yet. I'm talking about me and Gabe haven't gotten in depth with the game yet, but from what I've seen, it's more of you getting invested with the characters. It's more like a crime. Saga Anderson, which is the main character, she's trying to figure out what's happening, these rituals that's going on with Alan Wake, and how everything is like connected. But the game is super, super dope. If y'all like playing stuff like that, go play that game. And that's it for our game section. That's all I have. Next week we'll explain more about what's going on new Call of Duty.
But can you touch on, before we leave the gaming section of the podcast, can you touch on this new rule that's coming out for Call of Duty? I don't know how true it is. I don't know if it's fake or real news, but we gonna let y'all know what it is anyway.
Oh, so y'all know.
Go ahead, let them know.
Y'all know it's like definitely hackers in Call of Duty.
At least every lobby got a hacker in.
Mostly like Warzone. You'll see some in modern multiplayer, but not a lot because people don't play multiplayer competitively like that. But they do, but not a lot of people. But in Warzone, they had already started banning a lot of people that got caught cheating in the game. Like they was a lot
of top streamers
is getting banned. Like if you see your favorite streamer not playing Call of Duty, it's because why they got banned because of they was cheating. But like like they not just like shadow banning people. If you get permanent ban, rumor says, I don't know if it's like I don't know.
Rumor has it. Doom, doom, doom. Rumor has it.
I don't know if it's true, which it doesn't really make sense for it to be true, but I'm just telling y'all what I have seen. They said if you get permanent ban on Call of Duty, you gonna spend some time in jail.
Yeah, I heard that.
You gonna
at least up to 3 months.
Up to 3 months. I don't know. It doesn't sound like that could be like all the way true, but
from what I heard, they said they confiscate all devices that have Call of Duty on there, and you can spend up to 3 months in jail. That's what I heard. I mean,
I don't know why would that be true, because why would you? First of all, why would you put somebody in jail because of the game? No money is like involved. When you go to those big tournaments, you can't cheat in there anyway because you're not even playing on your own system. You playing in front of like if you was bringing your like if it was really high competitive games that was in that you use your own computer and things and stuff for, and it was worth a lot of money. I can see that, but not just you in the game. If you don't want to play against cheaters and hackers and stuff, you might as well move on to another game.
So let's talk about the trending topics that have been going on this week. We got a lot for y'all to hear, and let's get into it.
All right. So first we're gonna talk what's out there, what's in these streets.
So let's start on a good note. Big shouts out, big congratulations to Mr. Meter Elliott.
You stay messing up somebody's name, girl. Just say Missy
Elliott. No, I'm gonna say her name right.
Go ahead.
Mr. Meter Elliott.
You ain't gonna get it right, and I ain't finna. We not about to sit here and wait for you to figure out how to pronounce her name.
Missy Elliott.
You say Elliott. Missy
Elliott. So Missy Elliott, she just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and what was so special and important about this is because she is the first female rapper to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So big ups to Missy Elliott. We all love her. We all know her. She is famous for her music. She's famous for her songwriting. She's famous for producing. She's just an all around. She's an all around musician, and she deserves this. Well deserved.
Yeah, she's just like from her beats to her ad libs to her style and clothing.
Music make me lose control. Hey,
but
that's
yeah. So even her outfits, people dress up for her for Halloween. She's just like the 90s, she was getting it. The 2000s, she was getting it. And now that you can still like, sometimes you can still hear some of her music and some of the newer artists stuff. And I think she also be like doing ad libs on other people's stuff too. So J. Cole sampled a lot of her stuff, and she's also singing on like a lot of his music too. So yeah. It was just well deserved, well needed for the culture. Like when I say like Black Girl Magic, there you go. Black Girl Magic right there.
Yep, there you go. And in other news, Kim Kardashian, she's back, and she's always in the news. But her and her daughter is back in the news, trending on social media because Kim Kardashian. Yep, Northwest. Kim Kardashian had an episode on their show on Hulu where she was explaining to her sister that her kids like going over Kanye West's house better than staying at home. Which, I mean, and she said the daughter was saying, Northwest was saying, well, dad doesn't have maids. He doesn't have cooks. It's in an apartment. Like, she liked the simplicity of being at Kanye West's house, other than Kim Kardashian, you know, she got the cooks, she got the housekeepers, she got the nannies. No nannies at Kanye West house. It's all like, it's just norm. I feel like Northwest like the normalness of being with her dad.
It's so crazy because if she wasn't growing up with cooks and chefs and maids and things like that, she would probably,
it would be the other way around.
It would be the other way around. She'd be like, why I can't go to my mom's house? I don't have to eat hot dogs or eat oodles and noodles and stuff over there.
Right.
Like I can eat steak every day if I want to, but because she's so used to, she grew up in this environment where everything was handed to her and everything is easy, she wants to see how the other way is. But you know, if you ever looked at North, you'll see how like she's a little different, not in a bad way or anything like that. She's just different in the way she dressed.
Right. I don't think, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I don't think she's not, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like she always wants to be in the spotlight. She likes to be like kind of away from the scene a little bit. So to that part is she probably like Kanye West house because of that. And to your point too, if she grew up in a normalized house and didn't have all these things, she probably would be like, I want to go over mommy house. We got all the cooks, just like you were saying. So I think it's just the way she was raised too, because I'm pretty sure if my kids had, if me and Christ were separated and he had more money than I, the big cars and the housekeepers and stuff, they probably want to go over there because that's not normal. That's exciting. Kids like new stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's definitely.
I see what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but all in all, I think North likes she can go to two different places and feel two different ways where her parents and live two different lifestyles. Which is always good when you get bored of one thing, you just go over to the other house and do something else. So I think North has her own like mindset. It looks like she can't be like easily persuaded to like or do stuff. She already asking people. They was like, how do you feel about your mom's job? She said, my mom got a job. Like, what job she had? Like, she just be throwing like, what she do? But she be throwing in like this little shade. I don't even know if she think it's shade. She just like, she's an honest kid.
Yeah, she's honest.
She's an honest kid that's like, you gonna put her out in the spotlight, she gonna say what she want to say. I don't think you can really tell her no.
Yeah, like most kids. Like most kids, they are honest.
Yeah.
Honest to a degree.
But that's cool. That's real cool.
Okay, so what's next in the trendy news is Monique. Monique, our favorite, one of the favorite aunties, a comedian of sort. So, you know, she been in the news for quite some time now. Talk about her relationship and different things like that.
Because she just had that Netflix comedy special. So she was talking about that a lot and promoting that a lot and about I guess her sexuality and all that stuff. Which that's neither here nor there, but she has been in the news a lot.
She's been very open about her relationship. And one of the things that she did explain and she wanted to further explain in some of her interviews is the reason she calls her husband daddy. And her reason behind it was that she said her father, biological father, dad, stopped teaching her. Like he couldn't teach her no more when she got to 13, 14 years old. It wasn't his. She felt like it wasn't his responsibility to teach her no more. He didn't play that daddy role in life no more. He didn't teach her things. He couldn't bring new subjects to her or whatever. So when she got married, her husband started to teach her different things, personally, financially, about business, whatever the case may be. She felt like her husband was teaching her things, and he, in her mind, that he was kind of playing the daddy role. Like He's feeding me information. He's feeding me education. He's feeding me financial literacy. But to me, the only way I would call my man daddy is I'm talking to the kids. Go tell daddy to do this. Go tell daddy to do that. I'm talking to my kids about it. I'm not just
calling him daddy, like playing out like.
And I think
first of all, that shit is weird.
No, but weird. I feel like before you have kids, and you in that sexual state, a woman might call her man daddy. That's it, daddy. Before you had kids, for me, I probably was like that before the kids. But when you have kids and your kids start calling your man daddy, it gets kind of weird for you to call your man daddy too. In like just be outside in even in a sexual manner. I feel like that's weird because now, like, I'm calling you daddy and the kids calling you daddy. Like, let's keep that to the kids. The kids call you daddy. I call you my man. My man.
First of all, I don't know. I never thought. It was always weird for me when, like, I guess not weird for it to come out my mouth. I don't care how other women, what other women call they man in a sexual form. But it was always weird. Like, why would I be calling you daddy? Like, I don't want to be your child. I don't want none of that. That's not, I don't want to see me as being your child. I don't want to be in the light of you seeing me as your child. I don't want to see you as a father figure. Like, I don't know. That shit is just weird. It's just weird to me. But as in what Monique said, that was even more weird because he's teaching you stuff just like anybody teach you things like you learn throughout your whole life. You don't just learn from your parents. You learn from your boss. You learn from your classmates. You learn from teachers. Are you going to sit there and call your male teacher daddy? Are you going to sit there and call your boss daddy? No, you're not going to call none of their ass daddy. Your ass is being weird because you just want to be fucking weird. And second of all, I'm sorry. I'm not calling Gabe ass no damn daddy. Especially when our kids call, and you was definitely on point with that. I'm not calling my man the same thing my kids call you. Sorry, because that shit is weird. I think
socially, when you don't have kids with somebody, socially you'll see it like, ooh, that's Zaddy over there.
Exactly. You put a Z in front of it. You put a Z.
But Zaddy, daddy, it's all the same. But I'm saying, like, when you get in the household when your kids is calling your man daddy and then you turn around and call them daddy, it doesn't just flow out of my mouth easily. Just saying daddy. No.
But like I'm just saying. Old girl from Married to the Medicine. What's her name?
Dennis. I didn't
Heavenly. Heavenly. She called her husband daddy too.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That's perceived as like kind of a little strange too.
But anytime I heard her say it was like she was no, because she was saying that she without the.
She was saying in front of her girlfriends, right? She was saying in front of her friends. So
I'm not quite sure on. I'm not calling my man daddy.
Yeah, I just feel like you got kids with the man. It just kind of sits a little weird.
Do you think that's like a form of being submissive though? Because it seemed like that's where it's coming stemming from, is the wife is being submissive to the man and calling him daddy because he's the head of the household and he's making all the rules and things.
Well, if that was the case, I would say my man. Like, well, if it's submissive, and we can go from Heavenly and Monique, and they both seem very submissive to their husbands. Like, you ain't gonna hear them talk back too much. Not like they not gonna talk back much often. They not gonna like go against them. I mean, you shouldn't do that in the public. I'm saying, like, they do seem more of the submissive type of wife, and I could see why. I could see how they're saying daddy would be more of their submissive role. But I just feel like I couldn't, even if I'm submissive, I still wouldn't say it.
Yeah, I'm not all the way submissive. Like that word is kind of like I don't really use that word in my relationship. Like yes, Gabe has like some hierarchy in this relationship. But I have the same hierarchy. It might just be in different situations. So like no, I mean I understand people that say you need to be submissive to your husband and all that stuff. Blah 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 blah. Sure, but
Sure.
but in some aspects I just can't because I just can't let up on some stuff that I don't agree with. But some stuff I will be.
Said the best.
Who?
Tamar said the best.
What
If
she
you
say?
call him daddy, you know he getting the panties.
Panties.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, for our last topic, so last week we talked about former NBA player Dwight Howard. There was another former NBA player that was in the news this week, and that former NBA player was Joe Smith. And he
used to play for the Atlanta Hawks.
No, not him. Not that Joe Smith.
It's another Joe Smith?
Yeah, it's another Joe Smith. Joe Smith that played for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
How many years he play?
I know the Joe Smith you're talking about. And I'm not even. No, that's Joe Johnson, Shayna. That's Joe Johnson.
Is Joe Johnson. Okay, okay. Yeah, Joe Johnson was cute.
But this Joe Smith, he's a former NBA player. He played with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he was recently in the news because he found out that his wife had an OnlyFans page. And it wasn't just like showing feet, showing hands, showing cute face. It was the whole
shebang
ordeal. The whole ordeal. Keisha Chavez is her name. And the thing, she had one stance and he had another stance. Her stance was she was a porn star before she met him. And he knew about her past. He knew about everything. They got married. And that was life right there. They started to fall on hard times. The money wasn't coming in. She still wanted to live the lifestyle that she wanted to live, and he still wanted to live the lifestyle he wanted to live. But the funds wasn't meeting up. The funds weren't funding.
It wasn't mathing. The math wasn't mathing.
It wasn't. So she was like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm taking it in my own hands. I'm starting an OnlyFans page. I'm gonna make some money. And that's what she did. But her only issue was that she did not tell her husband. And her husband had to find out like everybody else on social media. And he was upset. She got on live.
So is this the same girl that was talking to Cameron?
Yes.
And he the
Keisha.
one yeah.
No. Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, are you one of the babes?"
Yeah, because she had business and stuff. And
the thing about her, when she go through her interviews, she tried to seem so naive on the issue. Like, you know what this man, he's sitting here looking at your titties. And he's saying, "Nah, babes, you ain't got to rub me down." You say, "Oh, sure, I don't really do it. I have other girls do that, but can." Like, girl, you not naive. Stop. Just you married. At this point, act like you married.
Right.
So back to the issue. So she got on Instagram Live, and he was behind. He's like that's crazy. Like, why would you do this? And why wouldn't you tell me? And she was like, well, you already knew how I was before. And he was like, when I married you, that was all supposed to stop. And he's like, well, yeah, it did stop. And I never thought I was going to go back to those ways again. But when the funds wasn't coming in the way they were supposed to come in, and what I was expecting to come in, because I'm married to a former NBA star. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to get these funds to take care and live the way I want to live. And he was upset about that. And also, he said that was all a lie, that he was he was contributed to the household. He was always the one paying all the bills. So they got this back and forth thing going on between the both of them.
So do you think that he's more upset that other people knew before he did, or do you think he's upset that she's doing it?
I think he upset that he was the last one to find out. Yeah, I don't think he even cared about, because like she said, he met her being a porn star. Like, right, everybody so knew her body. A lot of people that see her body. So her going from porn star, and she kind of teared down for being a porn star to OnlyFans, and it's only her. She's not doing it with nobody else.
It's no just other her showing her. Okay,
yeah. So I think he was just more or less upset because he was the last one to find out.
But then,
which is understandable. Like, if you're gonna do something and show your body, at least tell me first.
Right, which is very, very understandable. Because it is other people out here that does OnlyFans, and they have boyfriends or husbands, and they know about it, and you know, they might be on camera together, or they might just be like, okay, you can do that. Just, you know, they just have a little bit, probably some rules behind it, like don't be going to meet nobody and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But when I think, like, when you're in a public eye and then you start having interviews with people, like she had an interview with Cameron, and he probably seen, mm-hmm. like, he probably know that her ass was got OnlyFans, and that's what opened the door for him to say certain stuff he probably shouldn't be saying to a married woman. Like, oh,
exactly.
Can you be the one that coming over to massage me and stuff like that? Like, you don't say that. She said she has a business. She didn't say that she was the one doing a massage. She said she had ladies to do it for, like, that works for her. Right. But now all of a sudden, oh, can you be the one to come over there? Oh, I'm looking at your cleavage and stuff like that. Then she cover it up. He said, no, you ain't got to do all that.
Exactly.
Listen. Just because you trying to put on this front, but everybody know what you're doing behind closed doors, don't think that they're gonna treat you differently.
Right.
Just because you trying to put on the front. His nasty ass ain't trying to put on no front. He know what you about.
Right. He probably looked at some of her videos.
Mm-hmm. And he
probably subscribed to her OnlyFans.
She might be doing more than that, allegedly. She might be doing more than that. Maybe that's why he feel like he could be open enough to say all those misogynistic things to her while she's talking about business, and all he doing is talking about her body.
Exactly. Like, that's crazy. But neither here nor there. She should have told him.
Yeah, she definitely
before she even started.
She should have told. They should have had a conversation like, okay, I'm thinking about doing this. Are you cool with this? If not, like, what can I do in this process to make you comfortable with me doing OnlyFans? Like,
or they could have just figured out some other way to earn money. Like, maybe he had some better ideas other than OnlyFans.
Yeah, Dang, they must not really be close like that. If she's doing OnlyFans and he ain't know nothing about it. Nothing.
Well, I mean, like, she could do it while he gone. Like, if he don't have an OnlyFans, then he wouldn't know to search his wife up on OnlyFans. Who husband is just going there searching their wife up? She's in the room. She could be in the bathroom. Like, he don't be nowhere. He probably got the game on watching it, and she got a whole little routine upstairs. Where everybody watching, like a whole little thing going on. And he like
2-step up going on,
right? While he watching the basketball, exactly. I don't even getting from that basketball game or any sports. It don't be knowing what's
she
going
should have
on.
communicated. That's what marriage is about, communication, and she didn't do that. So
she didn't do that.
Shame on her. So we have a little bit of a discussion to talk about. I think me and Tara might be on the same basis with this, like how we feel about it or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But code switching. So I did see this video of this young lady doing spoken word, and it was so good. I wish I'm gonna find the name of this young lady, but how she started off with her poem was she was very like in her corporate mold. Her tone was very soft. Her pitch was very high, but her normal voice isn't like that. When she's talking to her homegirls, or she's talking to her man, or she's talking to her friends, she switched in the middle of her poem. She switched, or spoken word, she switched to a more deeper voice, more like not as a high pitch. And she says, why in corporate America do Black women have to soften their voice or raise their tempo or pitch to sound more friendly and more welcoming? Why can our own voice, and the way we was raised and the way we was brought up and the culture around us that shaped us, why can't we use that tone and still get the same respect as our white counterparts? So I can definitely say that I have code switched on plenty of occasions, working in different areas of my life and in school, and when I'm around people that wasn't of the same cultural background that I was in, that my tone and voice did very much change so I can sound more welcoming, more soft, more inviting to other people, instead of me sounding like I'm pushing away, or they feel like I'm too aggressive and they don't want to be around me. How do you feel about that?
So let's start off with the true definition. People that do not know, Shayna gave a little abstract definition of it. Let's get into a more concrete definition. So code switching is the ways in which a member of unrepresented group consciously or unconsciously adjusts the language, syntax, grammatical structure, behavior, and appearance to fit into a more dominant culture. So I'm not gonna lie. Monday through Friday, I code switch because I work in a more corporate setting. I deal with a lot of customers, different people in my building that I have to talk to professionally. Now at home, I might not complete a full sentence correctly, grammatically correct. I might have double negatives in the sentence. I might not put the ERs at the end. You know, it's different between the way I talk at home and the way I talk. I make sure I enunciate all my words at work. Nobody is confused of what I'm saying. Because when we're in a white culture at our jobs and we're at home, 9 times out of 10, the people at work are not going to understand Black culture at all, especially if they don't have Black culture in their company. I'm one of 2 women in the company I work for. I'm one of 2 women that work there, and one is in the executive office. I'm not quite at the executive office, but we're both there. And then we have a handful of Black men. I can count on my hand probably 5. So a lot of the things that I might discuss at home and get to cross my man about, or the kids about, they won't understand some of the same cultural background that I have right now. I can't talk about what happened on BET. They don't even know what BET is. I can't talk about like maybe they asked your favorite movie. Crooklyn. They would not even know what Crooklyn is. They probably have a hard time saying Crooklyn. And there's so many instances where there might be jokes in the office that I might hee and ha too. That's not really even funny. But just because I need them to know that I'm not this Black woman that the society has made a definition of. We're aggressive, combative. We take everything to heart. You know, so sometimes when I go to work, I have to be more welcoming. I laugh at jokes that's not funny. And that's a part of code switching.
I don't.
I feel like.
Listen, the only time I feel like I might code switch is if I start cursing a lot. I don't curse a lot, unless maybe if I'm playing a video game or something like that.
I'm about to say you don't curse a lot.
I don't. I really
That's
only,
like a sailor.
I really curse a lot when I'm like playing a video game or I get very passionate about something. But like if I'm at home, I don't curse a lot because it's like no need for those language to come out my mouth, especially because I have little kids running around. So, but to me, I don't know if you can agree or disagree. Do you think I code switch?
I think when you explained that you put a little bit more excitement while you was at work, that is a part of code switching because you're trying to adapt to what their background. If you hit somebody on the phone excited, you're gonna get excited too, especially if you're trying to sell something. Provide them with the best customer service. Then you have to give them that same energy, and that is considered coaching.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, I do probably on the phone did code switch, but if I ever had to go into a job or I think my tone of voice will stay the same that it is now. I don't think my pitch will go higher. I don't think it would go lower. I think I would talk the same way I talk now. Because I don't feel the need to code switch.
I think a lot of people in the corporate environment, it's like inevitable. You almost have to code switch just to feel comfortable because
all right, so okay, so since we were just talking about code switching between home and work settings, what about do you think you code switch with your homegirls and your man? Like
absolutely.
Do you think
absolutely?
I don't think I code switch with Gabe. Like, you know what? I do. I feel like I'm more aggressive with my friends because I know they can. I just feel like I'm a little bit more aggressive with them. I used to be aggressive with Gabe until he told me you need to calm your ass down because you're so aggressive. Why you gotta be like aggressive? So I have softened myself with him so I don't like be like to him all the time.
You say you don't code switch. You code switch, Shayna, between Gabe and me, you and your friends. It's different. You're more calm, sweet. You're more
Gabe.
I don't know, more soft. You're more
Gabe.
Exactly. You're more soft when it comes to your kids and Gabe. But when you get out in the streets, you're like, hey, mother effer, you come over here. Get your over here. Like you are more aggressive outside of your household. That's code switching.
I do not.
And
let me give out a disclaimer to the audience. Let me give out to people that are watching. I do not walk through the streets telling people, hey, motherfucker, what you doing over there?
Hey, yo,
I don't do that. Tara is definitely over exaggerating. Now, I will whisper to Tara or be like, ugh. Like, I will say something aggressively, but I do not go on the streets and be yelling like I do not have home training. I was raised better than that. You would not put that out. You would not put that out there.
Well, I'm not saying that you just be out in these streets just yelling at cars and looking for the corn lady on the street yelling her name. What I'm saying is that you have to understand what the corn lady.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is you have to understand the definition said consciously or unconsciously. You might not know you're doing it, but you could be doing it. Let's get this clear because people are like, oh, you talk so white. No, it's not talking white. You're talking there's
no such thing as talking white or talking
maybe black. Right. you talk more proper. You could say that, or you could talk more urban. It's two things, it's not racial. It's just a
Cultural.
language barrier. It's
It's
cultural,
cultural. It's
right?
culturally. It's not
But back to what
racial.
I was saying. So, and then you playing with black people. You gonna hear some of that you may have a little southern. You might adapt a southern twang because a lot of black people are from the south. You might adapt that, or you might adapt like the
Certain words.
Chicago. Chicago got a certain a group of words that they say.
Yeah,
The
Ajo.
DC, right, the
Ajo.
DC, Maryland, DMV area have a group of words that they just say. You adapt it, and so when you around these people all the time and you start talking that like them, that's code switching. And especially when you stop talking to them and you back to your regular schmegular voice, that's code switching. Nobody saying this, but people do it consciously and people do it
So
unconsciously.
wait, so
And
how
I'm
do
not
you
doing no
feel?
shade.
So how do you feel about so you said it's okay for black people to code switch just so they can feel comfortable or make their counterpart feel comfortable with talking to them. Do you think it's okay for people of European descent to code switch? Because they're not making us
Well,
feel comfortable doing it. So they just doing it. I think, to me, in my opinion, they're not doing it for us. They're doing it for them. They're not doing it for their urban counterparts to feel comfortable because we're comfortable with how anybody talk.
well, let me go back. When I said that when like a white person start talking with cultural, like that black cultural background, using certain group of words that's predominantly in the black community, that I said it's closer, it's not close. Now that is different, because code switching, if you can remember my definition, is when a member of underrepresentative representative represented groups adjust their language.
Mm-hmm.
Caucasian
It's
white
not
people
underrepresented.
is
So they
not
can't code
underrepresented.
switch.
They shouldn't be. Is no purpose of them culture. You're not so in my if I'm a
Okay,
white, so let's turn around. So if I'm a white woman and I into a business, I start working at a company that's a majority black people, and I start using words that I hear mostly black people use or culturally use, then that's not code switching, because you're not gaining anything by using a black person culture. You're not gaining anything. Nothing's getting taken away from you. So, but if you turn around, I'm a black person in a white majority white company. If I go in there and start saying on phoneme and or just not speaking as proper as I should be speaking, then I lose respect.
I
So it's
don't
not.
think
It's
in I don't think I didn't think that I code switch, but from what the the
that
definition that from
definition.
the definition I
You
can say
unconsciously.
I unconsciously do code switch with friends in my at home life with my husband. So I do talk to him differently than I talk to my friends. So it's not always in words that
Wait.
you say that could be code switching. It could be in
Mm-hmm.
tone, and also could be in pitch, in your softness of the words you say. I could say one sentence one way to my friends and say that same exact sentence, but it will come out a little bit differently when I'm saying it to Gabe, only because the tone is probably different.
Yeah, be different. But all in then, I think it's there. It's there whether you do it or you don't. Whether you do it unconsciously or you do it consciously, it's there.
Yeah, and that's not on that.
And that's that on that. Cause my life wasn't no crystal stair. It was,
Girl, what do that mean?
girl. You know, it means you had a hard life. You
Your
had a
ass,
hard.
you ain't
You
had no
had a
damn
hard
hard
life.
lives. Don't
You
lie
done
to these
had my
people.
life wasn't no crystal stair.
She just be making
But
making stuff up at this point. I don't know where she got that from. I never heard of that in
like,
my life.
well, read sometime. You will.
That
Anyway,
ain't in
that's
no
it.
damn book.
It is. It's actually up in a poem. If you read
What
sometime,
poem?
we'll talk about it.
The girl
We'll talk.
lying, talking about
We'll talk
life
about
ain't no crystal stuff. Old ass.
it. All right, y'all. That is it for our podcast. Appreciate everybody that went to get our episode 1 and 2. We will have the trailer, or what we call it. Not
The
a trailer.
promo. The promo.
We had a promo of the little clipettes. We had a clipettes. But yeah, y'all have a beautiful rest of your week. Y'all make sure y'all come back every Thursday.
Every Thursday, because we will be dropping a new episode every Thursday. And if y'all miss seeing our faces and you just can't wait until Thursday, make sure you check out our streams. Shayna the Jerk, I do stream on YouTube and Kick, so just go look it up. Shayna the Jerk. Also me and Tara also stream together on a dual stream on Kick. It's called Twinnem Gaming. Make sure you go look that up, and you can see us almost every day streaming. If I'm not streaming, we streaming together. If we not streaming, I'm streaming myself. So make sure you go check us out, because we will be there playing video games and probably talking some more mess.
Exactly. That part. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Stay blessed. Bye.
Bye.